Alexander writes here with a new video, and today we're going to be talking about my traveler's notebook. I had a comment from a previous video, I'll put it right there, about doing a flip through for my trip to Ireland. So today I'm going to be doing a flip through, just basically a daily diary where I have some clippings from a couple places that I went to. I'll also be talking about a new pen that I purchased a couple weeks ago, as well as a new notebook. That will be at the second part of the video. But I just want to say thank you for the engagement, thank you for your comments, and thank you for subscribing. I've seen a lot of people lately, and it's just been really, I've been very gracious to see it. But if you want to continue to get this content, make sure you subscribe and you like the video. That way I know what kinds of things you would like to see. But as always, let's get to the traveler's notebook flip through. All right, so overall, I will say using a traveler's notebook for its intended purpose to go on trips and to take it with you is something I've kind of wrestled with. I've kind of wrestled with just the size of it, and I just decided to just go for it. I had made a video previously stating that I would be bringing this with me, and I did. I also brought a fountain pen, so I ended up bringing my Kaweco Sport, and then I brought this Sharpie gel pen, which was pretty consistent. So both those pens, but I did end up bringing this. And I found myself writing in airports. I found myself writing in between in pubs or when we had some downtime. And so I think that habit of getting thoughts out while they're fresh versus waiting the next day. There were nights where I wanted to go to sleep and I stayed up so that I could write in this, so that I would have a log of the things I did. And I'm super thankful I have been able to read it back and kind of see those memories. It's been about a month. It feels like it's been quite longer, but this journal really helps me preserve how I felt while I was traveling, as well as things that I tried. So I won't go into like super specific things. I have a zipper pouch full of a bunch of random bits that I kept. I haven't done yet, but essentially we started off in Seattle, so you have an I Love Seattle sticker. Journaled just a little bit about the airport there. We took the flight with Icelandair, and that went into Iceland, and then from Iceland we went to Dublin, Ireland. And so this is just a little printout of our checked luggage, as well as a luggage tag. When we finally got to Ireland, we were starving. So this is a receipt that I clipped in from a Thai restaurant that we found just while we were walking about towards Trinity College. So I have that in here as well. And then this is kind of where it gets a little bit more colorful. So we did Trinity College. I didn't get anything from them, unfortunately, but we did decide to go out to dinner that night, and we stopped at the Old Mill Temple Bar. So we were at the Temple Bar area for a pretty long time. And their food, if you're ever in Dublin, this is the place to go. Their food is fantastic. We had Guinness stew, we had bangers and mash, of course Guinness, gin and tonics, and we had some lamb as well. But this place we went to on our first night and then our last night when we came back to Dublin, so would recommend checking them out. They're on a second story. Typically the wait's not super long, but they gave you a postcard when you check out, when you get your bill or your tab, and so I kept that. And then day 2 is when we got the car rental, and we went to Athenry. So I hope I'm saying that right, but we went out to that area, which is just 2 hours west. Yeah, west. Sorry, I'm directionally challenged. West of Dublin, and we got to see Athenry Castle, which was just super cool. We got to meet a guy who was super knowledgeable about it, gave us a student discount, which was fantastic. But I have a little clipping of a ticket there. Just one of our first castles of our trip, and by far one of the just things that set the tone of the trip. Like, we were going to be seeing a lot of castles, and I was okay with that. obviously we went into Galway for a bit, or excuse me, we were in Galway County for a bit. We didn't actually go into the city of Galway, which is a bummer, but it's no big deal. We went in there for a bit, and then we drove up to the Hazel Mountain Chocolate. I should say down. We drove down because we're going towards the southern part of Ireland. We didn't go into Northern Ireland at all. So we went to Hazel Mountain Chocolate. Some of the best chocolate I've ever had, to be honest. Unfortunately, they don't deliver to the States, so if you live in the States, it's kind of a bummer. But we got to go there, try a bunch of things out. And throughout the video, I'll try to splice some photographs so that you can kind of see that. But this is just what I put in my traveler's notebook. You'll see I used washi tape to kind of hold things in place, and then I just kind of shoved things in here. But yeah, so Hazel Mountain Chocolate. And then after that, obviously, we turned to the Cliffs of Moher. I have my ticket here, which was an amazing experience. It was clear, slightly windy, but couldn't complain. You could see the coast, and it wasn't raining. It wasn't raining literally most of our trip. Maybe the first day a bit, but that was it, which is unexpected for even locals who live there, that we had such nice weather. And so turning the page after the Cliffs of Moher, we went to Bunratty Castle. I don't have anything from there, but I will say if you love castles, it is a place to check out. It's so beautiful there. It is a, what do you call it? It's like a recreation. So they have like a mill, a tea shop, a blacksmith, an estate. So I'm doing it really badly describing it to you, but if you do want to go online, check it out, and search YouTube, you'll see that it's just a good time. We had such an amazing time climbing in the castle and just walking about and getting to see the different animals that they had. From there, we continued our way south to Killarney, where we had dinner at the Killarney Brewing Distillery, and we had great beer and great gin and tonics. So yeah, that was another day that we had done there. From there, we kept driving, and this is when we did the Ring of Kerry, and which was not terrible by any means. Great trip. I would recommend driving the Ring of Kerry. It's not treacherous like anyone says, but it's one of those things you should definitely do before you die, at least in my opinion. This is a ticket from the Ring of Kerry, which was fairly inexpensive. I think the Ring of Kerry, or excuse me, the Kerry Cliffs. The Kerry Cliffs were way more, the spectacle was way better than the Cliffs of Moher. It was also less touristy, so I guess if you're looking for a less touristy coast or cliff line, then this would be the one to go to. After that, we hit our way over to Blarney Castle. So this is the ticket from the Blarney Castle. We did not kiss the Blarney Stone. It was a 60-minute wait, but we did go over to the Poison Garden and see all the different poisonous plants. Thankfully, my wife didn't pluck any and take any home, or I would be worried. From there, we're going to go, and this is just the map of the actual, so I get in here. I just taped it in here. So here's a map of the entire estate, or yeah, I guess you can call it estate. It's a castle and a garden. So this is everything. Obviously, the castle is just right there, but there's so much more to see and do. It's not just these little things that you stop off and do. There's just these entire areas. You have, obviously gift shops, and you have an estate home, and you have gardens. And so this is something I wanted to keep, so I fastened that into my traveler's notebook. We stayed at the Blarney Castle Hotel, which was just a walking distance away from the actual castle, which was kind of cool. Had a pub in there. This is a little snippet of their letterhead. I just tore it off from their desk pad that was in the corner of the room. And then next page, we're on to Killane Castle, which is was one of the nicer places. We actually got to stay here, so we stayed in this castle, and just for a night, but we stayed there, and breakfast was fantastic. The picture here doesn't do it justice, but it's just got an old manor feel. The rooms are very old school. It's got vines up the side of the building. There's livestock with a nice farm walk that you can do. It was very refreshing. I think the nicest thing about Ireland is I didn't feel like I was in a congested city. I live in next to Portland, and Portland was more congested than any of the places that we were in Ireland, and it felt nice to be like that. We were looking for a relaxing vacation, and so yeah, so Culzean Castle, super nice. One of my favorite places that we stayed at. If you're looking for a place to stay in Wexford, I would recommend staying here. After Culzean Castle, we have, or I guess this is while we were there, we went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine. Had to go see it, came out the same day we were there, so we just trekked over like a 10-minute drive and saw that. Good movie, I liked it. And then this is just the thing from the car park, which is not a big deal. Then we got a nice sticker for Ireland, which I stuck in there. Super cool. And then turning the page, we made ourselves back to Dublin, and we stayed at Albany House, which is in off of, I guess, Harcourt Street. It's kind of closer to the city center. We purchased a Leap card, and this is our Leap card. That way we could get around transit and feel like we actually live there and not pay every single time we used a bus. But we had this, which was good for 24 hours. If you're looking to go to Dublin, make sure you get one of these. That way you can cut down the cost on transit. And then my favorite part of the trip was probably the Guinness Storehouse. So we have the Guinness Storehouse ticket here. We did that on July 30th, if you could read the smudged ink. So I stuck that in here, and then little merchandise tag that we had received from a shirt that I had purchased. I stuck that also in here, and then that's pretty much the it of our Ireland trip. You know, one thing I really want to say about journaling with stickers and sticking things in like this, I have an amassed collection of washi tape now. And some of it is, you know, you have lunar ones, and you have just plain one, and you have some map related one. And I just think that, you know, I've always journaled with just pen. I've always journaled with just lines on the paper. I've never thought about keeping things, sticking things in, and I just found it to be extremely therapeutic. This next page, which was just a couple weeks ago, is just a sticker I got from a coffee shop that's local to me. Just stuck that in there. And then we actually went to a fair. So here's the wristband for the fair, as well as some tickets to a movie we saw. It Ends With Us, which was really, really good. And I just like this idea of capturing things that happened, but also doing it in a unique way. Prior to the trip, I had started like mapping out, like this is actually all the places that we went to. So starting counterclockwise, sorry. We went around like this. And it was just so much fun to, like, you know, sit here and think about what I should put where. I got like a random clipping or a paper here, and then, you know, there's let's see. There's a tree here. There's a picture of my golden retriever. Not picture, but a sticker of Willow that I took with us so I could remember her. And then, let's see, just got some random days off sticky in there. Just a little frame. So all in all, I know that most of the people watching these videos, this is something that they currently do, and I just found it to be super awesome. And now that I've joined that letter exchange page, which I've mentioned here previously, but I've gotten so many more supplies, and without making the video too much longer, I have my own little writing kit now, and I keep everything in here, and I'll be quick, but I have stamps, obviously, but I have this nice Midori letter writing kit that I've been using, and I have this nice Midori letter pad that I've been using, and I have postcards from the Guinness factory, and I have all this different stuff now, and I have, you know, art stamps, and I have postage, and I have more stamps, and papers and stuff to stick on, and I found it so amazing to, you know, not only get time journaling, but also have some time to really be creative with it. I think sometimes journaling can feel like a chore, and sometimes I don't want it to feel that way, but it does. And so this has been a very good experience. I'm very thankful that I was able to kind of step out of my comfort zone and to get away from just writing So yeah, that's pretty much a flip through of my trip. It's pretty brief. I'm not trying to be super long. I'm going to switch the camera angle and I will conclude the video with the pen and the notebook that I received. So let me just do that really quickly. All right, switching the camera angle. So two more things before I let you go. So a couple weeks ago, I was at Barnes & Noble's. I had some time over for a car appointment, and I picked up a notebook and a pen. I know I have a lot of them, and I probably shouldn't be buying more, but I found one that was really interesting. So I think I actually have found the perfect beginner pen. This is clear, but it's a Pilot Kakuno, I believe is how you pronounce it. It is in ultra fine. And I purchased this, I think it was only like $16, $17, which is fairly inexpensive. It takes cartridges. It does not allow you to fill it up because there are holes at the bottom. But I have been using this quite often, and it is almost as good as my best pen. And that's saying something. And I think it's just such a good beginner pen. I leave this in my, my glass case. And so I have this to use. And then with that pair, I actually found a new notebook. And this isn't a brand that I've heard before. It's called Good Impressions. And you might not be able to see the name, but Good Impressions, letterpress. It's handmade stationery. And so I think they have a website or an Etsy page. I'll try to link it in the bio. But this is some of the nicest paper. In the notebook itself lays flat. And so this is dot grid, so you can use it for a bunch of different things, but it lays flat. When you open it up, you will see you have like this separate little folder. So you have this, and then here's the actual notebook. But yeah, I've been using it to annotate a book, and I've just found the paper to be really nice. It is Toma River paper, which isn't a surprise because Toma River paper is also what Lockby uses. It's also what a lot of notebooks use, but this one just says, for some reason, I just really like it. It does have a little ribbon, so and let's see if I can fold to a page. That would be good. Yeah. And so like here's my writing. Don't have to pay attention to what it says. It's probably chicken scratch, but it looks good, doesn't bleed through, and then when you're writing, it lays perfectly flat. So I'm left-handed, so you would say that's probably great because then I don't have to like bend my wrist a bunch of different ways. But yeah, Good Impressions, or excuse me, it's Good Inkpressions. Now that I can read, Good Inkpressions. Letterpress handmade stationery. I will try to put a link in the bio to them. And then just a little link to jet pens if you want to look at one of these little pilots, which, again, honestly, such a nice pen. But yeah, sorry, I didn't want to waste your time too much. Again, if this is a good video and you like it, make sure you like and subscribe. And then don't forget, I do still have 10% off Lockby stationery items. They are coming out with some new stuff here soon, so if you want to keep an eye on that, that's great. But my code is Alexander Writes, which is just my name. It will also be in the bio as well if you want to check out some Lockby gear and get some stuff for you for the school year, for work, for journal, for outdoors, whatever you want to do. Lockby has something to accommodate you. So thank you so much. Hope this video wasn't such a drag. Leave a comment if it was. I'll speed it up. But I hope you have a great day and happy writing.